There is a mineral that your body requires to produce testosterone, to maintain sperm quality, and to support every stage of sexual function, in both men and women. Research shows that up to 45% of American adults over 60 consume less than the recommended amount. Its deficiency is directly linked to lower testosterone levels, reduced libido, and impaired sexual performance. It is not an exotic supplement. A landmark study published in Nutrition by Prasad and colleagues took young healthy men and induced zinc deficiency by feeding them a zinc-restricted diet. Within 20 weeks, their testosterone levels dropped by nearly 75%. When zinc was restored, testosterone rebounded. This was not a correlation study. It was a controlled experiment showing direct causation. Zinc restriction causes testosterone to fall. This video draws on clinical nutrition research and endocrinology studies. The foundational Prasad 1996 zinc restriction experiment established the testosterone connection. A 2018 clinical review in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences examined zinc and male sexual health comprehensively. Research in Human Reproduction Update analyzed zinc's role in sperm production and quality. And Sandstead's review in the Journal of Nutrition documented the broad metabolic consequences of zinc deficiency. The common assumption is that declining sexual performance is primarily a consequence of aging, something that happens to men and women inevitably over time. Research tells a more nuanced story. While aging does affect hormonal systems, a significant portion of performance-related decline in many people reflects modifiable nutritional deficiencies rather than irreversible aging. Studies show that correcting zinc deficiency in deficient men produces measurable improvements in testosterone levels, comparable in some cases to early medical interventions. Zinc deficiency is more common than most people realize. Research estimates that nearly 45% of Americans over 60, 40% of adolescents, and significant portions of vegetarians and athletes are zinc insufficient. The dietary sources of zinc are predominantly animal products: oysters, red meat, poultry, and dairy. Plant-based zinc from legumes and grains has lower bioavailability due to phytates that bind zinc and reduce absorption. Compare two men with similar diets, one with adequate zinc, one with low zinc over several years. The biological differences across sexual health markers are measurable and significant. Adequate zinc supports healthy testosterone levels, normal sperm count and motility, and robust erectile function via nitric oxide synthesis. Low zinc impairs all three simultaneously. Testosterone production drops as Leydig cell function declines, sperm quality degrades, and the enzymatic pathways supporting erectile physiology are weakened. The Prasad 1996 study at Wayne State University remains the definitive proof of zinc's causal role in testosterone production. Researchers fed healthy young men a low zinc diet for 20 weeks. Testosterone fell from 39.9 nmol/Rl to a mean of 10.6 nmol/Rl, a 75% decline. When zinc was restored for an additional 20 weeks, testosterone returned to near baseline levels. This experiment demonstrated that adequate zinc intake is a prerequisite for normal testosterone production, not a modifier of it. The mechanisms behind zinc's role in sexual health extend beyond testosterone. Zinc is a cofactor for over 300 enzymes in the human body, including enzymes involved in DNA synthesis, cell division, and protein production. In the testes, zinc is concentrated at extraordinarily high levels, among the highest of any tissue in the body. It is essential for the structural integrity of sperm DNA. Research shows that zinc deficiency causes DNA fragmentation in sperm, directly impairing fertility. Research has mapped the impact of zinc across multiple male sexual health markers. Human Reproduction Update data on sperm quality and zinc shows a consistent dose-response relationship. Zinc deficiency specifically reduces sperm concentration, motility, and morphology while also damaging sperm DNA integrity. Studies supplementing deficient men with zinc show improvements across all these markers. The effect on testosterone is most rapid, beginning within weeks of correction. Sperm quality improvements take longer, reflecting the 74-day sperm production cycle. Zinc's effects on sexual health in women are less studied, but emerging research shows important roles. Zinc is involved in female sex hormone production, including estrogen and progesterone synthesis. It plays a role in ovarian follicle development and egg maturation. Research suggests zinc status influences libido in women through effects on testosterone. Women also produce and require testosterone for sexual desire. Research supports a practical framework for optimizing zinc for sexual health. First step: assess your likely zinc status based on diet and risk factors. Are you primarily plant-based? An older adult? an intense exerciser who sweats heavily. These increase deficiency risk significantly. Second step, prioritize dietary zinc from high bioavailability sources. Oysters contain more zinc per serving than any other food. Red meat, shellfish, and dairy are also excellent sources. Research on zinc repletion and sexual health shows a clear timeline. In the first 2 to 4 weeks of adequate zinc intake, the most metabolically rapid changes occur. Testosterone production in Leydig cells responds relatively quickly. In weeks 4 to 8, improvements in libido and energy levels reflecting hormonal normalization become noticeable. Sperm quality improvements, if relevant, require at least 2 to 3 months because sperm takes 74 days to mature. Here are the specific research-supported actions for zinc and sexual health. Add oysters to your diet. 6 oysters provide over 400% of the daily recommended zinc intake with very high bioavailability. Eat beef or lamb at least twice weekly if you are not plant-based. If plant-based, soak or sprout legumes before eating. This reduces phytates that block zinc absorption by up to 50%. The research logic for zinc and sexual health is direct. If you eat primarily plant-based foods, then your zinc absorption is significantly lower than your intake numbers suggest. Functional insufficiency is likely even on paper adequate intake. If you are an intense athlete who sweats heavily, then zinc losses through sweat increase your requirements meaningfully. If you corrected documented zinc deficiency, then research shows testosterone levels can increase significantly, and sexual function improves correspondingly. Zinc is not a magic pill, but it is a critical nutritional dependency for sexual health in both men and women. Research is unambiguous. Zinc is required for testosterone synthesis, sperm DNA integrity, and nitric oxide-mediated erectile function. Deficiency, which is common in plant-based eaters, older adults, and athletes, directly impairs all of these. Correcting deficiency produces measurable improvements. Maintaining adequate zinc is simply giving your body what it requires to function at its biological potential. Sexual health is not separate from nutritional health. The research is clear. Zinc is a prerequisite, not an optional enhancement. If your diet is low in animal foods, if you are older, or if you exercise intensely, your zinc status deserves attention. Start by adding more oysters, red meat, or shellfish to your meals. If those are not options, consider zinc citrate supplementation at a moderate dose with food.